All right, we're here with another Free to Serve video. We are here with Rick and Michelle, and let's jump in. First thing, obviously, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you guys do here.
Well, we're Rick and Michelle Gray. We've been here, a little over 4 years.
We have.
Michelle was baptized in this church.
I was.
What's that, about a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Last April.
Last April. She could tell you.
Wonderful day.
We were married in a year in this past March. Jason married us. We've been, I think, very, pretty involved since soon after we came. I don't know, year and a half. We were attracted to the church originally because of we were looking at for a youth group for Sydney, and a lot of friends that she went to school with were involved in the youth. So that was a big plus, and I think just the welcome that we originally received was just not overwhelming, but very welcoming.
Yeah.
And so I think that was a huge factor in us choosing East River Park as our home.
That's awesome.
And we made it that since we came.
Yeah.
So, but it was that welcome feeling, asking you your name. We want you back, making you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And not as an outsider. And that's
Debbie and Mark had us on the hospitality team within a couple months of coming, and they were very welcoming to us.
Yeah, that's a good segue into the second question I was going to ask. What do you guys do here to serve at East River Park?
Well, you go ahead.
Well, we're on the hospitality committee, so we hand out bulletins, open doors, whatever, and we're on the missions team. And Rick's more active with that, but we're going to help with the apple butter, and he gave a presentation on ECHA recently, you did Campus House Ministries.
Yeah, ECHA was earlier.
But we, we're active with the missions, and then Rick does all kinds of things that nobody knows he does. He is one, if he sees something that needs to be done, he just does it. 16 loads of mulch to the playground last week. I mean, he sees something and he just does it. So he's at the church at least 3 days a week doing something to the yard, cutting trees, trimming. There's a lot of people that work here that you don't know how active they are until you're
volunteers.
Here. Dick weed eats, Bob mows, and there's just a lot of people that do things. But Rick's here at least 3 days a week doing something.
Yeah, well, I know that everyone appreciates it, so thank you. So what's your favorite part about serving at East River Park?
I don't know. I guess it's part of fulfilling, God's mission. I think you need to be involved. I don't really believe that just coming on a Sunday morning get you involved.
Right.
It can, but I think it takes extra effort on everyone's part to do that. I don't think you get to know people deep down. Our small group that we're in, when we meet every other Sunday night, I mean, that's a special group of people.
Very intimate, yeah.
And if we weren't trying to plug in different places, we would be missing out on so much because we've been involved, maybe 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
And, the rapport, learning about their lives, their kids' lives, their hopes, their aspirations, the problems that go on in everyday lives is very important. And I think that's part of our Christian walk, is to try to learn and help people, and I'm not saying prying, but yet you've got to dig down and you got to want to get to know someone. And I think you do that by getting involved. Our missions group committee that we're on, and doing little things like an apple butter, it gets you just a little bit farther in and let you get to know somebody. We're sitting there filling jars with apple butter, or bringing out hot jars. It's just small talk, but you get to know about somebody.
We've also done Vacation Bible School. We've been group leaders for the past couple of years.
That's where I definitely noticed you guys. It was a Vacation Bible School. That was fun.
I love meeting the kids. And once they know who we are, every Sunday morning, if I'm handing out bulletins, they'll come and high five. And, it's good really interacting with the children.
Yeah.
And I think it does the kids good. It's not just their parents involved in, their, what do you call it, where they go on Sunday mornings? To children's church. And so I think it does them, these are people that have been here. They might not realize they're helping, but they do realize, hey, I know that person. Yeah. I feel good. If they got scared, they feel like they could come up and grab your leg and feel protected.
So you've kind of been answering this already, but how would you encourage others that would, were thinking about maybe help participating in some way, joining some kind of ministry?
I would say just do it. If Rick waited for somebody to ask, hey, Rick, would you go mulch the playground? It would not get done. So just do it. If you see something that needs to be done, jump in and do it. If you want to be part of a ministry and no one has asked you, well, shame on us for not asking you, but say, hey, I would, like to stand at the door and hand out bulletins and get to know people. So, we'd love to have anybody active, but it's a very rewarding feeling just being active and getting to know people. And, every Sunday morning you might not feel like getting out of bed, but, knowing you're going to come and ask somebody how they're feeling or, how did their kid's procedure go this week? I'm just so eager to hear about everyone's lives, and it gets you here and makes you happy that you're here.
Well, when we did we've had 2 of these, but prayer in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was good too. Yeah.
And, that was the first one. We just went into the neighborhood next door. And we both talked about it.
It was out of our comfort zone.
It was very much out of our comfort zone. And we both said, I don't want to go. We know we need to go.
I checked all the race calendars.
Yeah,
see if there was a race.
What can we find to conflict with this to really be able to say we're busy?
And we weren't.
And it was difficult. And we split up in 2 groups, and we started doing our thing, and it got a little bit easier as time went on, as we walked from house to house, and we weren't at all obnoxious or anything like that. We stood in front of somebody's house and prayed for that household. And
it was very well received.
We stuck a little flyer on their door, and that was the interaction. We did see a few people, and the people we saw were very welcoming. Jason's group had 2 people that said they didn't wish to be prayed over, or for, I guess is a better word. Nobody was dying there or sick, but I was sort of glad we didn't get that situation. Let Jason deal with that. And then when we went downtown, we physically got a card from somebody.
Well, they sent flowers.
That were at the front of the church, and it was a brand new business. And I think they were still open, and we went inside and just said hello and told them what we were doing. Because it is a little strange for a little group of people, 5, 6 people, to just all of a sudden stand in front of your door and bow their heads. So, you try to, if somebody's there, we wanted to preface it with, this is what we're doing. Yeah. We're not,
We're not trying to freak you out.
We're not for trying to freak you out. We're not standing there with guns or anything like that to blow you up. We don't mean any harm. So, but that was that was a thing that pretty much everybody could be involved with. And it was a very rewarding experience. And
it helped us grow in areas that we weren't that comfortable with, public prayer.
And we spent an hour
missionary
and a half
evangelism.
doing that, and we had a warm, fuzzy feeling when we finished. We went to Southern, and everybody that was involved, most of them went and we had supper. Yeah. And again, that was another opportunity to meet we knew everybody, but yet it was a chance for us to get to know everybody just a little bit differently, in a little bit different setting. And so those are things, just getting involved, leaving your comfort zone. Not everybody is as outgoing as Michelle and I, and it makes people feel maybe a little uncomfortable, opening the door for somebody and saying, welcome, I'm Rick or whatever. I know everybody doesn't feel comfortable always doing that. And there's physical limitations but you got to look for things, and, opportunities don't always hit you upside the head. Sometimes you have to think, what can I do that can help? And if we don't look for things, we're missing something.
Yeah.
And I think we're missing something that Christ wants us to do. And we all need to think of those things and look for ways to serve.
Yeah, so kind of leading to the next question, how can ERPCC help you guys do your mission and help maybe get more people involved? Anything that you think we as a collective can help do better?
Well, I think we do a wonderful job with being friendly. And I think that's important, but I wish that people would look for ways to get involved instead of just somebody coming on Sunday morning. There's so much more to this church.
Absolutely.
And look for that.
But just the event.
And it's not necessarily trying to help us. Certainly we want to get to know everybody the best we possibly can. I think it makes all of our lives so much more richer when we can do that. I'm a huggy person, and I enjoy hugging the older ladies or the young kid that walks up. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy, and I hope it does the same thing, for them. It's just little things, and we have to figure those things out. And they don't always just laid at our feet, So in my mind, that's what it is. The church is very fulfilling to us.
Okay.
If it wasn't, I don't think we would be here. Sydney's getting ready to graduate from high school, and and soon be in college at Milligan, and so her involvement will take a drastic change, but our involvement will not change at all.
I think just the opportunities East River Park gives us, like Christmas. Last year we did the Christmas party. We made ornaments and decorated cookies, and just
we had a
providing the opportunities for us is great.
Yes.
And we enjoy that, and the Bible studies are wonderful. Mark and Debbie's on Wednesday nights, just outstanding, and then Mary, the women's, is just wonderful as well. So I think East River Park does a really good job providing opportunities, and they put the calendar out in advance so you can plan around and make sure you can be a part of things. So,
well, that's fantastic. I love hearing that. So just to wrap up here, kind of sideball question: what's your favorite place to eat at around Elizabethton?
In Elizabethton, we'd probably say the Blue Circle.
Blue Circle.
We like their sandwiches.
Yeah,
but
they've got
he alluded
wonderful-
to the Southern too.
Yeah,
We are big
well,
Southern
we
fans.
do like. We're not in town much on Saturday mornings.
What's your favorite sandwich to get at Blue Circle?
The Reuben.
Oh yeah, with
The
jalapeno
Reuben.
peppers on it. Ooh.
You know, the ham and cheese from Greg's is wonderful. I love their spaghetti too, but it's just
But we like most everything.
we eat out a lot, and so there's a lot of places we go, but probably in the Elizabethton, is Blue Circle, Greg's.
Southern.
I think we're going to Ingles after church and get a sandwich.
He likes their deli. Yeah.
Yeah, Publix in John City has a wonderful deli.
Oh, I love Publix and stuff. I'll close out with a little prayer for you guys.
Okay.
And then we can wrap up here. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this fellowship this morning with Rick and Michelle. I want to pray that you watch over them as they continue to serve here at East River Park and provide anything that they might need and help fulfill more servitude around East River Park. Thanks so much. In Jesus' name, amen.